My name is Landry Moore, and for my portion of the staffing presentation, I'm going to talk about recruiting the right staff and the importance of it. So just a basic outline of what I'll be going through today. I'm going to define recruitment, forecast the factors that you need to take in consideration, the recruitment strategy, some things that encompass it like the job analysis, description, and specification, the different legal compliances that you need to think about when recruiting people, some strategies, internal versus external, and how to evaluate and the importance of it. So starting out by defining recruitment, according to businessdictionary.com, it's the process of finding and hiring the best qualified candidate from within or outside an organization for a job opening in a timely and cost-effective manner. The recruitment process includes analyzing the requirements of a job, attracting employees to that job, screening and selecting applicants, hiring and integrating the new employee to the organization. So there's a couple different factors you need to consider when you're looking for the staff and how to forecast for them. So this includes how broad or large you're looking for, if you're looking for one candidate or trying to fill a seasonal position, or if you're expanding the company and you need to hire like 100 employees. The level of the job that is being filled, so if you're hiring at an entry level, you might not, that's going to define how you recruit and what you're looking for in different skills and such, or if you're hiring for a higher level executive or CEO of the company. The cost restraints, so what kind of budget you have to do so, the company needs, so you can align your recruitment with the objectives, goals, and strategic plans of the company. Succession planning, so if you want to bring people in for just a temporary seasonal thing, or if you're looking to build them up throughout the company. The production and sales of the company, so when you're recruiting, you have to make sure you're recruiting enough to meet those production and sales that you're looking to have. If your company's expanding, so you need to hire a large audience or not. Unemployment rates play a factor in whether or not there is people to recruit, what type of audience you'll have to recruit, and shifts in population. So when developing a recruitment strategy, there's several steps to go through. The first is to refer to a staffing plan. Second is to confirm the job analysis. Third is to write the job description and job specifications. Fourth is to have a bidding system in place to recruit and review internal candidate qualifications for promotion. Fifth is to determine the best strategy, and then sixth is to implement. So I will go specifically into a couple things. That's just another visual showing the different steps and breaks it down a little more than the last visual had. Job analysis is the first thing I'm going to go into. So according to the University of Minnesota HR Management, a job analysis is a formal system developed to determine what tasks people actually perform on their job. So in other words, it's everything an employee is expected to do. There's two different types of job analysis. It's task-based and competency or skill-based. So going into those two things, a task-based analysis is very much clear-cut responsibilities of what you do. For example, writing performance evaluation for employees, preparing reports, answering incoming phone calls, assisting customers with product questions, or maybe cold call 3 customers a day. So they're very much simple and clear in their description. Competency or skill-based analysis is different in the way, for example, its ability to utilize data analysis tool, work within teams, adaptable, innovative. They're more of like characteristics. Next, I'm going into job description. Job description is a list of tasks, duties, and responsibilities of a job. So your job description should always include your job functions, the tasks the employee performs, your knowledge, skills, and abilities, which is what is an employee expected to know and be able to do, as well as the different personal attributes that they are looking for. Education and experience required, and physical requirements of a job. So the ability to lift, see, or hear, for example. So if you need to be able to lift 50 pounds for the job, that would be in this part. Next, going to the job specification. This discusses the skills and abilities the person must have to perform the job. So all of these kind of build upon each other. This is specifically derived from the job description, and it identifies aspects necessary for success. So this includes knowledge, skills, abilities, personal characteristics, special requirements, ideal industry background, and what would be the ideal career path for the candidate to have followed as preparation for the position. So this is just an example, a couple things that I pulled from offline. So it specifically looks at different job descriptions, specification, and analysis. So it's something you might see on Indeed.com or wherever you're looking for a specific job. Going into a couple different legal compliances, equal employment opportunity is obviously something you want to keep in mind when you are recruiting employees. Under EEO law, related to the recruitment process, employers cannot discriminate based on age, disability, genetic information, national origin, sex, pregnancy, race, and religion. So when you are recruiting people, you just have to keep this in mind to make sure you're not being discriminatory and you're reaching all ages, all demographics, all backgrounds. In addition, there's the bona fide occupational qualifications. So although the EEOC laws and hiring are clear about discrimination, an exception may occur called the bona fide occupational qualification. So this is a quality or attribute that is reasonably necessary to the normal operation that can be used when considering applicants. So this is the grounds of an employer to say that if there is something very specific that they need due to maybe a branding or for example, being able to lift 50 pounds, you are able to discriminate in that way. This is the exception for that, but you have to have very strict grounds on being able to do that. So when recruiting, there's several different outlets that you're able to use to recruit. This includes social media, websites like Indeed, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, referrals, so just hearing word of mouth, getting that referral from a different person or recommendation. There's different events that you can attend, job fairs, conferences, and then there's staff letters, email, sending out an email through within the staff saying, hey, this position's open if this would be something you're interested in, advertising, employment agencies, and university recruiting. So these are encompassed of internal and external recruitment strategies, so I'm going to just go into those as well. Internal recruitment, there's several advantages and disadvantages. When you internally recruit for a company, the company morale is very high. People like to grow and move up throughout the company, and then when you're able to do that, when you're moving someone into a higher position, you already know their strengths and their weaknesses, how they work in a team environment, and what you would want from that person moving them into a position. A disadvantage of internal recruitment is that when you have those same people in the same organization, they're not necessarily bringing in new ideas. So they're already accustomed to the company culture, they know how things work, and they wouldn't change it if it's what they've always been known to do. External recruitment, some advantages and disadvantages to that. An advantage is that it's a very large pool of applicants, so when you're recruiting externally, you're reaching out to everyone, and then they're bringing in those new insights, so they're coming into the company fresh, they haven't seen how things are done before, and they're able to bring in new ideas, new skills to the company. And then some disadvantages, it could hurt that employee morale for other employees who are internal, and just adjusting and training them and getting them into the company, it would take a longer process and also cause for more costs. So taking all of these things into consideration, the last thing to do is make sure you're evaluating. So it's important to consider short and long-term outcomes, including productivity, quality, cost, time, and soft data. So in order to evaluate success, you can collect data, keep records, just to do this to make sure that you're meeting all those objectives, looking whether or not you want to do internal or external and the different outlets that there are. So in conclusion, as an HR manager, you want to have the right people at the right place and the right time. So you need to look at that human capital, make sure you're taking into consideration those forecasting factors. Considering the objectives and goals of the company, so when you're recruiting, you can specifically align the recruitment strategies to what your company's strategies are and goals. So creating that job analysis description and specifications that I talked about, once you're able to do that, you can then recruit the best qualified individuals. And when recruiting, keeping in mind those legal compliances and making sure it's equal employment and the different bona fide occupied qualifications if that's necessary for the company, whether or not you want to recruit internally or externally using those different forms of outlets, and then most importantly, making sure to evaluate and assess your recruitment and to improve in the organization. Are there any questions? These are my references. Thank you.